or whoever can make their move, that the ISIS K, if they do it after 8 o'clock, there's not going to be any response.
Exactly. What happens if something happens after 4 p.m.? Then who's going to run the thing?
And, the thing that is going to happen is they're going to have to put Kamala in. And I'll tell you guys, Kamala immediately, Tom Fitton was talking about this the other day. As soon as he's out, the whole discussion is going to change, and it's not going to be a party. The discussion after that will change to, well, how long was he like this? What did Kamala know? What did she see? What did she cover up? Kamala Harris will be president like 6 months, right?
Not even.
Well, yeah, you've got. But
they haven't even done anything yet. You told me
if they do it next week.
Say they do it next week. You told me he can challenge them, which he will.
Not if he resigns.
He's not going to resign.
If he resigns, it can.
He's not going to resign.
She would be the acting president if they do the 25th Amendment.
Right.
But the thing about Kamala Harris, even though she'd only be president 6 months, she could find herself impeached right quick, because when people start focusing in on what she knew and when she knew it, and she was part of this very dangerous cover-up, that's a high crime or misdemeanor. That's an impeachable offense. Her taking part in this cover-up of his condition is a felony. It is an impeachable offense. She'll be the first female president, but she'll also be the first female president impeached.
What do you think is holding them back from? I mean, the 25th Amendment is there for this exact purpose. You told me it's never been used before.
Never.
Okay, so it's not a good look for the Democrats, and I think it's their Hail Mary. It's their fail safe, I should say. And I think they've given Joe every opportunity to bow out gracefully. And he said in this speech today, you have the clip, if you want to play it, where he said they want me out.
Yeah, I don't have it queued up, but
he said he said they're trying to push me out, but I'm not going anywhere. So that he keeps saying that. So what they can only do, I guess they have a few options. The money is the issue. So then somebody said they could have a new primary. This would be a disaster for them, but I love it. And elect somebody else.
Yeah.
Get them the ballots, and then they can take the money. I don't think they could have time for that.
They can't do that.
The funny thing is, I read an article, is that the Democrats steamrolled over anybody else who wanted to run against him in the primary, which was not that long ago. And they really thought he could beat Trump and that he was good. I guess they believed it. And now they're stuck with him, and he's got all the primary votes and all the delegates, whatever. So the only thing I think they can do, because time is of the essence, here it is, it's July. So we have August, September, October, 4 months. That's it. That goes by so fast. 4 months. I don't think they have time to do more delegates. So they could do the 25th, or you said a brokered convention. How would that work exactly?
Nobody really knows, because there hasn't.
They always talk about it, but
there hasn't been a brokered convention in anyone's lifetime.
What's the theory behind that? Behind how a brokered convention works?
What happens is they have to have the Democrats have a system at their convention that no one understands, and it's done that way on purpose so they can do whatever they want.
That's right.
And they have delegates like we do, but they have this super delegate system, and there's a lot of people that are the elite that are super delegates. The Clintons are super delegates. The Obamas, I'm sure, are. Donna Brazil's a super delegate. The super delegates can cancel out the votes of all the regular delegates.
Then what happens?
Then whoever the elite decide gets the nomination. But it used to be...
Well, they have to come to a consensus on that.
The way that...
It'd have to be Kamala.
The way that it used to work is they would have multiple votes. Now when you watch the conventions through our lifetime, it's been a formality. They just vote. It's just a formality. But it used to be they didn't have enough delegates for a candidate. They would have multiple votes, 10 votes, 15 votes, 4 votes. It was always multiple votes. And then on the 4th ballot or the 10th ballot, they'd get the nominee. And during all those, what the purpose of that was people were brokering deals. You know how they do the earmarks in Congress? It was kind of a similar thing. They were doing their deals, smoke-filled backroom deals. And but that hasn't happened since like Woodrow Wilson. All right, so no one knows how a brokered convention would work. And the thing about a brokered convention, most of the delegates are connected people, okay? I went to the Republican convention once. The people that are delegates, they're typically, some of them are rich donors. Mm-hmm. Some of them, and a lot of them are, at least when I went, were people that are local party bosses or hold offices, and sometimes they're mayors, city councilmen, state senators, people like that. You got all kinds of people like that. The people that are delegates are politically connected people, so it's easy to make them do what the power brokers want because they all have delusions of something higher than what they have. So they could be bought off and manipulated.
Yeah. I think the stress and the pressure is going to really make things worse for him. And I read another article that said what I've been saying all along, that his wife and his aides keep him very isolated from what's really going on, and he's very protected. And the people don't have access to him like a normal president, where you can walk in and out of rooms and go in. Yeah, he has a very small staff, and they guard him very carefully, and they don't let him have any really interaction with people. And I read this article in the New York Magazine, in the Intelligencer section, and there's a very good article, and the writer said that she's known Biden for years and years, and I think it was a he or she, I can't remember the name of the person who wrote the article, but this person, they've known Biden, covered him for years and years and years, and they went to, this was just the other day, like a fundraiser in the basement of a hotel, and he didn't know who they were. He's like, who are you? What's your name?
Yeah.
And they were shocked, and they discussed how bad he looks up close, and his face lifts, and he's like, it was not pretty, and that he is belligerent, and he's the kind of person that, and it talked about the cover up of the press and how they've been covering for him, but they're not all on the same page, and that's the problem they're having. You have people like Joy Reid that are saying, "Well, I'll vote for a vegetable over Trump." She's got to get on board and start calling for him to resign. They don't have everybody doing it yet. They still have some people in the press saying, well, he's still better than Trump.
Well,
he's not. They got to stop saying that if they want him out.
Joy Reid said last night on MSNBC that she and her friends, Democrat friends, would vote for Biden's brain in a bottle before Trump.
That's just a stupid thing to say.
If you watch, CNN are 100% Biden out.
That's right.
MSNBC's not. They're the opposite.
No. Yeah. So they're divided. Mm-hmm. That shows division in the party, and I promise you,
that's great. That's what we want.
It is great, and I promise you, they're going to work on getting everybody in the liberal media on board on the same page. And I think they are going to go to Biden Monday. I think they're giving him this weekend, like you said, just to give the appearance.
Yeah, humoring them.
And I think they're going to go to him Monday and say, "You have to step down, or else we're going to now release this, or we're going to do that, or we're going to invoke the 25th, but you're not going to be the nominee. It's not happening."
This interview was, Stephanopoulos.
Not Biden's call.
Stephanopoulos is an unknown factor, okay? Stephanopoulos obviously is in with the Clintons and everything, and the Clintons and the Obamas don't get along because the Obamas have taken control of the party away from the Clintons. But this if it's true that
I don't think the Clintons are involved at all, and I think it's all Obama.
No, but Stephanopoulos, I'm talking about the Clintons are retired. The Stephanopoulos interview, if it's true that they had to do it twice, this could be the thing that either forces them to cave and resign or the 25th Amendment, because there's no way with this crisis going on about his mental state that if they did the Stephanopoulos interview twice, that the media are not going to demand to see the unaired version. And if they air that on television, it'll be over. Or they'll
leak it on Twitter. They'll leak the outtakes.
Clips and yes.
Yeah.
If they make Kamala the president, though, the media is going to make an immediate shift and celebrate the first female minority president and go into a big pep rally celebration. Now, listen. We're going to take a quick break. I'm Brian, always joined by my wife and co-host Kathy. We'll be back right after this. The world is torn apart by nuclear devastation, and hope is a flickering flame in the darkness. Join the journey of survival in the book from Florida-based author J. Scott Page, Desecration, available on Amazon. 6 months after the cataclysmic event, humanity is struggling to survive. Whispers of sanctuary in Omaha have ignited a glimmer of hope among the survivors. But the road to salvation is treacherous, with lawlessness and radiation every step of the way. As they approach Omaha, secrets buried beneath the surface threaten to unravel their very existence. Will they find refuge in the heart of darkness, or will Omaha reveal even darker truths? Find out when you read Desecration, available in Kindle and paperback on Amazon. Join the survivors on their quest for safety and redemption, and embark on a journey where every step brings them closer to salvation and damnation. Desecration, from author J. Scott Page, on Amazon. You've heard the news. People all over America are moving to new cities, new towns, even new states. But before you pack up and move your entire family, ask yourself this. Do you know anything about that new neighborhood? Don't just relocate. Relocate with confidence. Visit Maptimum.com. That's spelled MAP, T-I-M-U-M. And get to know your new neighborhood before you even pack a box. Whether it's across the state or across the country, Maptimum provides detailed, instantly generated reports on everything you need to know about your new neighborhood, from crime to schools, natural hazards, political leaning of the neighborhood, demographics, air quality, AI-generated insights, and more to help you vet your options. All you do is go to Maptimum.com, enter the area, the name of the neighborhood, or the zip code. That's it. You get a comprehensive snapshot at your fingertips. No more guessing and no surprises. So before you make that big move, make the smart move. Visit Maptimum.com. That's MAP, T-I-M-U-M. They cover the entire United States. Maptimum.com, your first step to a new beginning. Maptimum.com. Brian Craig here. Our 6th annual cruise is coming up, and you're all invited. This time, we're sailing for 7 nights on Celebrity Cruise Line's newest ship, the Ascent, to Puerto Plata, St. Thomas, and St. Martin. We set sail March 30th. We have private shore excursions, private cocktail parties, group activities. We're going to go to the shows together and much, much more. Call in at Cruise and Travel Depot right now, 561-244-5779, 561-244-5779. And online at cruisingdepot.com to make your reservation and lock in our private group rate. Nothing comes close to Celebrity Cruises. From author Joan d'Arc comes your next must-read book, Transcender and the Wendigo. Enslaved in a human bee colony, Native American kids confront racism and discover empowerment through knowledge. Transcender and the Wendigo is a blend of science fiction, mythology, and horror that will keep you on the edge of your seat. You'll meet fascinating hybrid life forms and follow authentic teenage characters as they grow and evolve, and explore the chilling yet enchanting bee colony where ancient myths and a futuristic world collide. If you love The Hobbit, are a fan of Stranger Things, or Ready Player One, you will not be able to put this book down. Transcender and the Wendigo is perfect for ages 14 and up and is an unforgettable adventure for all readers. Available now on Kindle, Nook, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and other online booksellers. Transcender and the Wendigo, from author Joan d'Arc.
You are listening to The Brian Craig Show podcast, broadcasting from sunny South Florida. Brian is joined by his wife and co-host, Kathy. Follow Brian on social media at BrianCraigShow.com. And now, Brian and Kathy.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig, always joined by my wife and co-host, Kathy. I want to play this clip from Molly Hemingway. I'm going to lead up to it. I'll just play it and then we'll talk about it, because this involves something we've been talking about all week amongst ourselves that we haven't talked about on the program yet. So this is Molly Hemingway on that media show that they do with Howie Kurtz on Fox. Kurtz
Media Matters?
No, Media Matters, that left-wing group.
Oh.
Media
Buzz?
I think it's Media Buzz.
He's a big liberal.
He's a jerk. I don't like
he's a big jerk.
You know what he is? He's kind of like an older version of Brian Stelter. He's very self-important because he's judging the media all the time. I don't like
Give
it.
me
Anyway,
a break.
This is Molly Hemingway.
So you can describe it now as halting and low energy, but this is what Americans have been seeing for a long time. And a lot of even Democrat voters have felt this way about Biden. And yet they nominated him to be their candidate. And so this Stephanopoulos interview looks more like a Democrat operative, and he is one, trying to implore a fellow political ally to get out of the race for the good of the Democrat Party.
Yeah.
I mean, the vast majority of Americans have, with their own eyes and ears, witnessed the